What's up and welcome back to this financial literacy series. And in this segment, we will be relatively brief because we're going to be talking about expenses, how to reduce them, and where you can reduce them. And the reason why this segment will be short because this is a quick reminder and a refresher, because in some of the previous sessions we talked about ways that you can reduce your expenses by revisiting subscriptions, revisiting the things that you've always done, and so on and so forth. But this one will be, again, big conceptual knowledge. And the reason why this segment is short is because I do think that we should be conscious of our expenses, but on a grander scale, I'm more of a person that likes to focus on generating more revenue. How can you keep the expenses that you have and generate more money? Because once you have more money and you have the same expenses, in some form, you've reduced your outflow while increasing your inflow. So it's about concept and conceptual knowledge here. Right? Reducing expenses is important, but I always encourage people to have the mindset to generate more money, because then it gives you more freedom, more opportunity, and more, ways to live the life and lifestyle that you desire. So reducing expenses, I always encourage individuals, just be conscious of what they are. So in this segment, just make sure you revisit them. I don't think that you need to do them every day, every week, or, checking every dot and T. That is important if you are not disciplined enough and you need to get there. So if you have had bad habits and you need to do that for a short period, by all means, please take those steps to monitor the daily activities, monitor, to the T and to the dime revenue if that's where you are right now. And that's okay. But if not, at the very least, I challenge and encourage you to make sure you're looking at your expenses, that they're in line with your lifestyle, your desires, and your growth, at least on a quarterly basis, right? 4 times a year, every 3 months, just look at your expenses, say, what am I paying on? Is this a good expense for me? Do I really use that benefit? Is it to my liking? And continue on if it is. But if it's not, that's a way to just wipe that out. Right? And there's so many books and so many insights on, how to reduce costs, how to reduce expenses. And that is great. But again, keep the mindset of generating more revenue. When you have more revenue, it gives you more flexibility and more options. A lot easier said than done. I get that. But it's important to have the concept and the mindset to be thinking growth rather than minimization. There's nothing wrong with minimizing expenses, but there's much more joy and much more pleasure with growing the income, right? Don't get overwhelmed with the taxes. And if you make more money, you pay more taxes. That's all fine. Don't make it too complicated. If you make more money, you'll figure out how to reduce and pay the taxes, right? The wealthy people, the Bill Gates, the Warren Buffetts, they don't think about, because I made this much money, I'm scared about the taxes. Once you start making the money, you'll figure out the tax game in its own entity. So don't get overwhelmed about, if I make too much money, then no. Mindset, that's not the right way to have. So as usual, remember to just continue to understand your expenses, be a conscious spender. At the very least, look at your expenses on a quarterly basis. Every 3 months, just evaluate the things that you're spending on. Even the small stuff, coffees, right? Sodas, baseball games, hockey games, traveling to see friends in another state, another country. And just make sure that these things are in line with your goals and objectives. And if they're not, ditch it. And that minimizes your expenses. Again, so many different books that can talk about minimizing expenses and so many ways to do it. But the most important thing is just make sure that they're in line with your goals and your objectives. So as promised, this segment is relatively short. It's more about the conceptual knowledge that you can be conscious of the expenses that you have. If there's opportunities to reduce them, please do so. But continue to growing in your financial well-being. So we'll see you on the next episode. And as usual, remember, you can have every single thing in life that you want as long as you truly believe it. We'll see you soon.